Good morning. Just been reading through another one of these pieces of drivel from the government. Another post note, this time smoking in public places. Basically a large pile of crap in which the government makes the fatal mistake of assuming, once again, that I can't read, and therefore I won't see this. Basically, it's talking about the health effects of passive smoking. And it says, when such studies are taken individually, they are generally inconclusive, tending to show a positive but not statistically significant relation between passive smoking and coronary heart disease, stroke, lung cancer. Well, that's good, isn't it? Means we can all relax. All the studies have shown a not statistically significant result. So, in short, we can't prove that it's doing anything wrong, therefore it probably isn't. Now, the government didn't like that answer, so they had a new method of finding out, an answer they preferred. And that goes on to say, however, when the results from such studies are pooled and reanalyzed, a method known as meta-analysis, they show statistically significant links between passive smoking and both lung cancer and coronary heart disease, increasing the risk of each by around 25%. So, by pooling and reanalysing previous studies, they managed to come up with a completely different answer. Call me old-fashioned, but I prefer the term cherry-picking. If they're going to disregard everything they don't like in studies, pick out those few bits of information they do like, and then jumble them all up a bit, release them as an entirely new study, and claim it proves that something exists when clearly it doesn't. Actually, it's not just cherry picking, it's blatant fraud. And the government, who are of course politicians, they don't like inconvenient truths. In particular, these inconvenient scientists. Because the scientists have said, and I quote, however, some scientists have questioned the process used to derive these results. Well, of course they bloody did. It's a con. But now, let's look at these results that they gleaned by meta-analysis. And it says here on the second page, for lung cancer, of 37 studies reviewed, 31 reported an increase in risk. This was found to be statistically significant in 7 of the studies. Well, if you actually look at the studies that they were looking at, you find that this 37 studies were spousal studies, of which 81 had been carried out. So why did they take 81 studies, disregard more than half of them, leave themselves with 37, and then out of this 37 only decided that 7 of them had a statistically significant result? And somehow, by mixing them all together, they all came up with a statistically significant result of 25%. Well, 25% might sound big, but in fact, if you read a little further down, you find out it's bugger all. You see, for lung cancer, this represents an increase in cases from a typical 10 per 100,000 non-smokers to 12.5 per 100,000. Well, 12.5 from 10, that means 2.5 people. So, if their studies were true, which we all know aren't, their 25% increase actually results in 2.5 people getting ill out of 100,000. And let's consider the true, meaning that these studies aren't real. So if we remove that 2.5 people, we actually come up with nothing. I don't like these people. They're a bunch of liars. But not only are they concerned about the dangerous health effects of passive smoking, they go on to mention some other health effects that derive from passive smoking. And this is a lovely one. Quite scary, in fact. Increasing respiratory symptoms such as coughing. Oh dear. I hate to be responsible for someone dying from coughing, if that is a disease. I'm not sure. But, as I say, this is just another pile of crap. They're going to keep writing it. I'm going to keep ripping holes in it. I'll let you choose for yourself.